So I cross off another item on my bucket list this weekend. For the first time in my life, I don't have to adjust my clock for daylight savings time. I just moved to Phoenix, Arizona about a month and a half ago. And to give you an idea of how much I don't miss it, I almost forgot we had daylight savings time, but I have a friend in Seattle, and I could almost set my clock by him going to sleep. He goes to bed regularly, even when he's on vacation, even during the weekend. And I thought, gee, what are you staying up for tonight? Oh, your clock changed, and that's the only reason I remembered that we even still have. I'm really disappointed we didn't get rid of it this time, but if we do get rid of it, I wish we stayed on standard time, not daylight time. Actually, strike that. My dream is that everybody uses mean solar time for where they live. I mean, we have the technology to handle that anyway, and I think it would help us stay in tune with our environment. But whatever the situation is, changing our clocks midway through the year is definitely not the best thing in the world to do. And right now, here in Phoenix, it starts getting dark around 6 o'clock. The last thing we need is for it to be dark at 5 o'clock. That part never made sense to me. I get it. There are some people who prefer to go out after work when it's not dark. But you know what? You can always change your schedule, right? Right now, I work at a tutoring center, and we change our schedules all the time to suit whatever is going on, right? We let out the students early on Halloween because that's what people like to do. We have different schedules during the summertime. But you know what? When we did that, we didn't force the rest of the community to change their clocks with us, right? We just said that today we're going to close at 5 or whatever the situation is, right? I think it's the dumbest thing in the world that just because a select group of people likes to do something, everybody has to renumber their clocks. And I think what's even stupider is that, okay, the politicians love to renumber their clocks. We shouldn't have to listen to that, right? I wish if somebody is large enough, right, maybe our tutoring center isn't that large, but you can imagine somebody like Elon Musk could just say, our company's just going to opt out of that, right? I can't believe nobody has the courage to do that, right? And actually, it would only take one or two people like Elon Musk, right? Because think about how many people are connected to them. I probably have students whose families work for him, right? And so that will force our tutoring center to have to follow suit. And before you know it, everybody is ignoring what Joe Biden wants to call the current time, right? I don't know why we don't have the courage to do that. I really don't. Anyway, I'm so glad. Actually, economists have a name for this concept. It's called the Abilene paradox. It comes from a story of an economist who was relating about how he and his family had taken a trip to Abilene that none of them wanted to take, just because nobody wanted to voice their disagreement. I encourage you to watch that. It's a very good analogy for how daylight saving time works. Anyways, my first time not observing daylight saving time, and I hardly even realized I missed it until I had a friend who was brainwashed by it, and I'm talking to him earlier tonight.